Alright, y'all. So we're just getting ready to. I'm going to start with a little meditation, um, and then after that, the idea is to work into opening up for some energies to come in, chat with us, and hang out. First, in this now, I'd like to invite and offer us all to imagine ourselves as just pure energy, as pure light, as color, as sound, as taste, simply as vibrations. Ki ki ke ko ko o la ho ho ko I te tu ke te. And it's now we invite each and all of us to invite the image of a clear white diamond. And in this white diamond, you see veins of platinum, gold, nickel, copper, silver, many different metals. And as we focus on this image, through each of our spirit guides and our higher selves, as well as our angelic selves, I ask for all of us to be connected and as we allow ourselves begin to feel the subtle yet intensely calming yet exciting energies begin to blossom forth from the fourth and third chakras. And as the third chakra begins to buzz with intensity, we call in the violet ray, the violet flame, we invite the holy fire, the holy flame of the divine aspects of divine feminine and masculine aspects of source in each of our own individual ideas and connections most comfortable to each of us as an individual, soul, spirit, heart, body, mind. And as we breathe in these flames. And as these flames are pumped through our heart, they're shared through our blood. And each cell of our blood then travels to every cell, every subatomic particle and molecule that makes up our being, connecting with the elemental aspects of our being, the ether, the water, the air, the earth, the fire. And as we begin to swirl these energies in a neutral, grounded nature, in a counterclockwise fashion, we welcome this into all of our chakras to begin the alignment of our light column. The light column, which is also perceived as each chakra above each other, creating the rainbow body. And this now, we begin to imagine each of our own individual hearts as the diamond imagined earlier. And as we allow ourselves to feel this image within our heart, we allow ourselves to project this image with our intention, with our will, with our imagination, our full trust, faith, and belief. We project this to the core of Gaia, which at the core of Gaia, we see another brilliant diamond. And this diamond looks as if it's glowing white hot. And as we place our own diamond heart within the diamond heart of Gaia, we feel an expansive, explosive, ray of light instantly connecting each and every one of us to the center of all existence, the heart of all existence, the diamond heart, the diamond platinum heart, that is source, consciousness, awareness, love, compassion, understanding, acceptance, gratitude, and appreciation. And this now, creating the infinite and eternal, flowing connection where the diamond platinum pure source energies of the highest vibrational frequencies will be drawn in to the heart of Gaia through all of her layers to her core, which then pass to each of our individual Earth Star chakras. Then these energies are grounded and passed in an ascending manner up through our individual etheric roots connected to our root chakras. Then we begin to feel the infinite flow of each of our crystalline light columns. Each individual now a crystalline golden tree of life, connected to one's ideal new earth. Each beginning the experience of integrating one's soul star, one's higher self, the diamond that is your true source self, your higher self, to be worn, fully integrated and fashioned to your crown. Beginning the experience of the crystalline light body activation, being offered and invited to become one's own true source self, the apex to your rainbow. Beginning to perceive oneself in one's preferred desires, dreams. In this now, we give thanks to each of our spirit guides, each of our higher selves, extending our gratitudes and appreciations. We imagine each of ourselves beginning to place our feet and our toes into what feels like the most soft, smooth, sandy beach. As we dig our feet in more deeply into the sand, we begin to feel the grounding and the full actualization and realization, acceptance, and application of the awareness and understanding the most beneficial learnings and energies for each of our journeys. I'll be right back, guys. Be right back. Dehi Deon Vioro Kehi Surusi Lucy Hill Lucille 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 Lucy the Lucy Greetings, Goddess Brooke.
Greetings.
Lucille of the Seraphim and or Cherubim.
Hi.
We felt drawn to this moment to speak of acknowledgement and learning of the acknowledgement and acceptance of non-preferred / desired vibrations, experiences. Learning to acknowledge energies that some may perceive as fear and or discomfortable. the fears, and the energies truly are to be learn in constructive manners. When one chooses to align with the idea of fear, whether consciously and or subconsciously, there's somewhere an idea of these energies as being beneficial. Now these may stem from one's own ideas. However, some may be learned and or absorbed from other source. Human beings. When one is able to imagine one's fears and new ideas, one begins the process of transmutation. You have an eye for feeling truth and light. You are able to see through energies for their truth. The ability is more amplified when one begins to release from ideas of fear. When one releases from We extend our energies to you in this moment.
Thank you.
Your imagination, your will, is nothing to fear. Your talents, your love, there is no, we ask to do one's best to minimize concerns of feeling fearful of one's own self and what one is capable of. Some have a fear of being angry. However, this emotion, when one is able to be honest with oneself and extend this energy acknowledgement, we acknowledge the angry thought, we acknowledge the angry feeling, and it is okay. I'm sorry and I apologize. And in doing this, one begins the process of transmutation. Where one feels rather than angry, maybe slightly annoyed and or miffed. Where one is then able to call upon the archetypal energies to assist with further transmutation of the heavier, more dense energies. Where when we are able to bring it to the heart chakra, we would then be able to mold these energies in new light, in our own light, and in our own love, where we are able to then transmit these energies through one's heart space, through one's Merkaba, one's light body, multidimensional self. One is able to then at a core level, if you will, begin to feel the subtle to intense feelings of one's rising of vibrational frequency. In this now, we wish to ask for openness to connection with the inner child of those present.
Yeah.
We ask that each of us to begin with imagining our spiritual inner child. And as we do this, we find ourselves standing in front of our inner child within each of our own heart space. Yes. We thank it. We thank our inner child, the spirit of our inner child, for meeting us in this now. And as we stand in each other's presence, we begin to allow ourselves to feel the innocent, divine, purified essence of the inner child of each of ourselves. And we find out that the inner child dwells within every cell in our body, within each of our chakras. Each of us, as we experience our own inner reflections and experience, we ask our inner spirit to share with us the feelings, the emotions, the ideas that we hold on to, that we have received in a personal manner, which has created attachments which no longer serve us, benefit us, and or of unconditional unified love, light, forgiveness, understanding, acceptance, gratitude, appreciation. And as we feel the energy shift within our hearts, our minds, our bodies, and our spirit, Our inner child shows us that which we feel guilty for, that which we feel fearful of, that which we hold resentment, anger, regret. And we say to our inner child, and I say to the inner child of each and every one of you connected, that are connected to my being, my vessel, I simply wish to say, I am sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. And as we feel the energies from our inner child, we will begin to each feel these energies in different areas of our body, our heart, our mind, our soul and spirit. And again, I offer my deepest, most heartfelt apologies, for I am sorry. Please forgive me. And as we allow the compassion of the inner child, the unconditional love that has no judgment, begins to radiate its healing powers and strengths within the second chakra, within the third chakra, clearing areas of the heart and of the mind, of the third eye, to the inner spirit of us all, to myself. I wish to say I am sorry for not trusting, for not having faith, for not fully believing in my own experiences, in my own feelings. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. My intention is that of unconditional love and compassion for all of my heart, my mind, my body, my soul, and spirit. To learn to accept my own unconditional love, my own compassion, so as to exist and live and be simply the unique, individual, vibrational frequency of unconditional unified love. Allowing myself to receive and perceive all as pure, raw, divine source love, which then creates a safety barrier, boundary throughout my heart, my mind, my body, my soul, my spirit, creating an, an aura bubble around myself, around Earth, around the solar system, around the galaxy, projected throughout all existence, so that all vibrations of a low vibrational frequency are harmonized to be the most resonant, clear vibrations of my own preference that are beneficial to my experience as well as the experience of the human collective and the collectives throughout the universe, throughout all existence. Each of you look wondrous and beautiful with your etheric, angelic wings. Each of you, an angelic human. Judo no ti ti no shodehi no monehi toho me dehi da honehi hana. Uoto ho no ide hishmeto no ho. Keke nei de ro ro e ne nei. Your angels, your loved ones, we all surround you in open arms and open wings, open hearts, open minds, so we may then hug you and wrap you and envelop you in a cocoon, a chrysalis, a pearl of our immortal, our invincible, our infinite, our eternal, unconditional forgiveness, love, understanding, acceptance for each of ourselves and through each of ourselves, for and to each and every other self. That we're all connected to and a part of and being. Through the unconditional acceptance of our own individual self, we then learn unconditional everything for every other self, one self at a time. Self first is never selfish when the intention is for one's joy, one's happiness, so as to share with the collective of all existence. For each of us are each an individual and infinite universe full of galaxies, solar systems, parallel universes, as a human being, we are that which personifies all existence. each the bridge, the mirror, where cosmic spirit is channeled through into dimensional, physical, dimensional realms of existence. The physical realms we use loosely for the physical realms truly are holographic projections which one imbues reality, wills reality into and through. In this now, we ask the spirit of our inner child to establish a crystalline light connection, a dialogue, if you will, so we may stay in connection so we may stay connected and aligned with the child at heart. For one doesn't grow old, one grows with experience, with discernment, with unconditional love, with abilities of forgiveness. Forgiveness is a string that threads its way through the oversoul, connecting timelines, healing the idea of past lives, parallel incarnations, and or future projections. So we may pull all these experiences together into the present now to dissolve in pure source love. So we may renew each of our soul contracts. So we may write, establish a line with our new ideal and preferred experiences within the new earth at the 5D experience. The idea of grounding energies through Gaia's crust to her core to be guided up through the chakras, the root chakras, in an ascending fashion so as to create the Stargate, the Star Bridge, we appreciate the assistance with energy and patience during the connection.
Thank you for coming in. My whole body and soul feels different.
Yes, we wish to express our vocal connection was not always most resonant when spoken. However, our density is one that speaks more through feelings, through light, through sounds. So when and if you allow yourself to go back and re-experience this, you allow yourself to listen to the sounds of the insects, to the animals, to the rain, to the vehicles that pass by. Different sounds will have different effects in different now moments.
Whoa, thank you.
We appreciate the energies.
I have a question.
Yes.
Could you give me your definition of what a twin flame is?
A mirror that is the polar opposite of oneself. The twin flame experience is one to act as a ascension accelerator where the experience begins to purify, unify, a being.
Are these twin flames, are they infinite, the connection within, like, individually, are they like, infinitely connected with you, like, say on this third density realm? If they manifest here, are they like a passing phase of growth? Or are they intended to be in your life forever?
When one chooses to incarnate within the physical realm of human experience, one chooses to express in a feminine or masculine vessel. So the soul is essentially divided in half. These energies act as a polar opposite to act as a balance.
And once that balance is created, is that like, does that twin flame between the two people still reside, or
The
is
counterpart twin flame reflects attributes within the self that we feel we may not prefer and or feel able to change. Is through the twin flame relationship one begins to learn essentially how to detach and depersonalize from old ideas and energies that do not serve, that do not support an unconditional love and unconditional forgiveness.
So would I be correct in saying that you and your twin flame share the same soul?
Yes.
an aspect of it? Yes.
So if you share the same soul, does that mean your twin flame is your incarnation?
A
Linear.
parallel soul fractal the soul fractalizes and then when the being, one if not both beings, awaken, the heart acts as a beacon where the law of attraction brings the soul back to proximity. Now, twin flame relationships, many confuse with being only romantic and or sexual in nature. Twin flames can occur with people of a platonic friendship, can occur with people of the same sex. A twin flame may be perceived to some as their frenemy, if you will.
But to get a better picture of the soul fractalization, it's kind of when the individual and their oversoul reaches the vortex of the diamond to create the white light, correct? It's kind of like it sheens off. So there's like multiple like
The light,
aspects in a sense of yourself reincarnated on the planet.
the light shines through the diamond As the light shines through an individual fractal, the fractal on the diamond represents one individual, if you will. You're thinking of Source as this diamond. There's a Source being our individual oversoul. Source, our oversoul, sits within Source.
Right.
So when the light within Source shines through my Source fractal,
It
through
creates a,
my oversoul,
okay. Okay.
the oversoul is genderless. When it incarnates into the physical realm, this is when a fractalization occurs. And it not only fractalizes within the physical human experience, yet throughout all existence on all dimensional levels, throughout all densities. Now, the twin flame energy is able to exist within these realities and these realms. These are what then shine to the physical source fractal so as to activate certain experiences within the DNA. Certain energies within the DNA to assist with aligning the most beneficial experiences for one's growth. When one experiences a twin flame relationship, one is also shown options for those that could be considered soulmates. A twin flame relationship is an experience to begin learning the application of fifth dimensional consciousness, of unified, unconditional love, unconditional forgiveness. We speak of forgiveness to the loved ones and to all beings that one meets in one experience. Unconditional forgiveness is forgiving a person before any experiences, during any experiences, and or after any experiences. Learning in one's own ways how to begin to dissolve the idea of time and rather existing in the idea of time, placing one in the idea of existing within all of here, and an infinite potential of nows. you are able to create the now moment of experience of twin flame simply by connecting with one's spirit guides and our higher self and asking with appreciation and gratitude to assist with aligning the manifestation of the twin flame experience physically and or spiritually. Yes, beings are able to have more than one twin flame experience. If one does not fully integrate what the soul and spirit were seeking to experience, then the experience would be available once again, as well as the idea with soulmates. One is capable of having more than one soulmate. A soulmate, a twin flame and or a soulmate may express itself on different dimensional levels simply because you are aware and understand of your incarnations on other dimensional levels and densities. The core twin flame soulmate energy would remain recognizable, yet would be expressed in different vibrations on different levels, if you will. Irititi urutu utu kukutoro okoro toro kokotoro ititi rata ara kakanata ndaruto sho ndire kiraron de oro hokoro ndera handa korayana shonotoro tohoko no shotoro anakarasha de ish. That is a call for an activation to the invitation and offer for the soul mate and or twin flame experience for those present and or present in a later now moment.
Kulo kikara, kulo nosa. Koro kuru.
Iri ishiti iti odo red ono koro red ishi doro blue u koro ini dasha purple ana igi green doro pink ishi niri de agata na osho no to horo toto ini doro o one o one no one o no no odo blue u red.
Ilau kuka konoyas. Konola kinalas nason.
Inhale.
Yes.
I see the cockroach.
Oh,
Has he got any messages? The cockroach.
Those weren't failed attempts.
Okay, thank you.
work through it with the breathing. You can ask Rose to come in as light. Rather than sinking our bodies, we will sink our heart, mind.
That's perfect. Yeah, I think that'll help a lot. I'll try that very soon. I'll do it very soon.
For some reason I keep on getting eye, ear, eye, ear. It's like eye, ear. Like I feel it's like energy coming in through the eye, and like in through the ear here, and then out through the ear. Cicadas. Something about cicadas.
Black prince cicada? Loud voice for a tiny creature?
Like the cicada bug, like um I kept on like I felt the cockroach, and its breathing patterns are different. Like the way I was breathing, it felt like the breath was coming from like right here, and like, or like right in my throat. It'd be like, and felt like it was trying to get me to like channel the air and like right in through here. um, but then I kept on feeling and hearing like the cicadas, and like the idea of like maybe connecting with cicadas rather than like that type of energy.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
Okay, so after the meditation thing and when Lucille popped in, I had a fuck ton of energy stuff happen, but so the big thing that happened was weirdly like giant flowers bloomed out of all my chakras. And I got some really big energy infusions, but also this thing started happening like 5 minutes ago where it felt like something that wasn't me, but it felt pleasant and not abnormal. Also, for some reason, I don't know why, I know that it's orange-ish. It's like a light orange. Came
I'm
in through my neck, went up into my head, into my eyeballs, in my mouth, throat chakra, heart, and into my arm. arms.
I'm
And
getting Lyran energy.
okay, I just know it feels like, I mean,
Yeah,
I did that whole like, I'm willing to accept channeling as a thing I can do. I'm open to it. And then that happened, and it feels, I don't know, kind of feels like it's rooting around in there trying to prepare stuff. Is that a thing? Do they have to prepare stuff?
well, what I'm feeling when you said that, the
Yeah.
things that you described to me, the idea that came to me was Lyran and
Hmm.
Kerr.
And what?
The Kerr.
Okay. Oh, I know her very well.
Yeah, yeah,
It
that's like
doesn't it
strong.
doesn't quite feel like Takur though. Takur felt very, well, a lot heavier and bigger and purple to me. This one is a very light orange and it's very gentle, but it's kind of like
I felt like the
probey
orange, like
probey.
the orange energy and like the way you described it, it felt Lyran,
Mm,
and then that's why I say like to Kurt because that's when I think Lyran, I think to Kurt.
mm,
I definitely concur and agree with you that it's not to Kurt's energy. It's just like kind of like hey,
Takur-esque.
like confirming like hey, like Lyran energy.
Hmm. I don't know. I've never, well, other than Takur, I've never felt a Lyran, but I assume, like people, they can be very different.
Is
This
is
feels
is the Lyran
male
energy something you would be interested in exploring?
for shizzle. I like Lyrans very much. But this one is very, like, soft compared to Takur, and it feels male, but like a very genteel male. It's a really weird feeling. I don't see how people live life on a daily basis and stuff like this. It's
It's
kind of cool.
awesome though, you know, and the more we allow ourselves to acknowledge and validate and confirm these feelings and these experiences, that's a lot of like what Eric teaches me is like, hey, like a lot of people are like kind of bummed out because of their expectations. Like, I want to hear a ghost or I want to see a ghost, and it's like we have to have our belief, our trust, and our faith align with the idea and the reality that we can see ghosts, that spirits are real, that they can manifest around our space. um, so what they teach me is to learn to open and guide, channel guide the energies, and just allow those energies to flow in, and then ask spirit guides and the energies to you know intensify the energies so that I can feel them more, and also so others can feel them. And then I ask them like, hey, will you um, do something to confirm and validate through another source, not just through my own feelings and whatnot, but through something else. um,
It's the weirdest feeling right now. It feels like my heart is like a bunch of energies going there and it's trying to expand it. And at the same time, it feels like bits and pieces of my brain are like switching on and off, but not in like an electrical way, in a awareness way.
It's very
Or
interesting.
I can,
I'm like,
maybe not even awareness, it more feels like it's being scrutinized, but for a purpose. I'm not sure what the fuck. I don't know, but not in any kind of creepy way. It's very interesting.
see, I had a different experience as you were tapping in Lucille. It was as if, like, a flush of like energy just like went through my root chakra all the way like through my crown out and beyond, but it was like a wave to where it would like shiver and shake my body, and as soon as it got to my heart, it would like literally like make me kind of like it made me pulse in a
Oh, you
sense.
get that too. That
So
was
now
happening
I'm
the whole time for me. I was getting like this,
and
like
flushing.
light lemonade and pink swirl coming through my back the whole time. And then when we did the inner child work stuff, it was weird when I did the whole like apologizing to the inner child.
I
And
cried.
I was
me,
that. I felt someone releasing. I felt someone.
I did.
I was crying. I
I didn't
cried. Me and Bro-
cry. I didn't
I
feel
was
the need
I
to
was
cry. It was it like the release was so like big, so perfect that I didn't even weep because it just I didn't feel anything attached to it anymore. It felt like absolution. Like the idea of absolution, not like a priest being like, "Oh, you fuck some kids, it's okay." It's
that's crazy
um
that like you didn't feel the need to cry because it was like when I release things, that's how I release them is through like the emotional expression. And like I felt the same exact as you. It was like a huge relief, but it was like crying was like the way of like working out and through that emotion.
yeah, it's what funny.
Yeah.
I normally would cry with that, but I teared up for a few seconds and then
Mhm.
all the sad, all the everything related to it just
Release.
left.
All.
It just went.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, so nice. But the coolest thing about that part is that, like, my whole aura, like, while we were doing the meditation previously, I kind of, like, fixed the weird rippy tears in my aura. And there were more than I thought, and in weird places. But, like, my whole aura, my whole energy field turned this, like, purpley, periwinkle, shiny, awesome color. And I had this, like, peace and calm and like my body loosened up. It was really cool. And then
It's,
when we did the, asking our spirit self for forgiveness, it kind of took more of a pink tinge. And then after that, I started getting like a fuck ton of energy downloads slamming into my neck and back area. So I've been bucking around like what do you call those people? Rodeo cowboy? I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
rah, rah, rah.
A rodeo man. So I have like two predominant questions that kind of pertain to what was brought up. If you don't mind me asking,
I
um,
cannot hear you so well.
what presents itself in an orange orb? Because I've had an experience in one of my apartments when I lived back in Chicago, and this entity was right in front of my face, in front of my radio, and I walked into my room and I walked up to it with no fear. And when I walked up to the orb, it stood there hovering, and then it did like a loop like this and went straight out through my glass window. And I felt as if it was like just staring at me and trying to send me, it sent me a message. Um, what I can't tell you because I wasn't aware of something in that space, density, or form ever. But I knew it was like trying to give me some, like it was, I just want to know where is the derivative from because I don't know where it came and why it came and joined me in my room.
um, the first idea that came to me was ascended master energy.
Okay. Thank you.
Um, and So, definition in this book, twin flame, the soul's masculine and or feminine counterpart, conceived out of the same white fire body, the fiery ovoid of the I am presence. Oh, wow, check it out. Unascended master, one who has overcome all limitations of matter, yet chooses to remain in space and time to focus the consciousness of God for lesser evolutions. That is interesting.
Yep, that makes sense. It's like linked to what we were talking about last night.
And that would explain like why I'm still here even after like 3 or 4 near-death experiences and shit.
Right, because we're choosing to stay.
Yeah, because on the third time, the first 2 times I was told you're going back. And then the third time I was given a choice of whether or not I wanted to go back.
So then I have one last question that's like not a topic of this. And you spoke of when you were connecting with the cockroach and the particular heartbeat. What was the flutter in my heart that was happening? Because I know when you came here to channel, what
It,
was it? Like I felt like I was being opened again or something.
to me, when I felt the breathing, it felt like the breathing was to open up to it, like
Yeah.
because it's like it was such a weird breathing pattern, but I feel like that weird breathing pattern, the purpose of it was so I could forget about, kind of be able to push the idea of like, oh, I'm channeling, a big cockroach, I guess, and welcoming it into me. So it was just learning to.
So that was the flutter in my heart because that's kind of how it felt too. It was during that moment when my heart's sitting there like fluttering like a butterfly. I just felt that
It was
I
like,
was speaking to myself and I'm telling myself like, let's do this, you're prepared for this, and then my brain's like, I don't know, and that's what created that like flutter, I believe, was like you like I feel that that moment like really released me through a lot of the things that I've been holding in myself.
mm,
Like there's so many different like spiritual aspects of myself that I have been retaining, and that's why I'm like really happy to be in these groups because I feel that it's like finally allowing me to come back out of my shell that I already know pre-exists, but it's like finally like breaching that point where I found like a community on here where it's like my heart can open again and I can like begin to experience what I want to truly experience rather than trying to service others before serving myself.
because we are like what I feel like I'm learning and being taught is how to be able to be a service to all and service all through self first.
Well, see, that's been my problem for many years. I mean, even before I got knocked out of my shoes, that's kind of like my metaphor for like being knocked out of like my spiritual growth.
Mm.
I always serviced others before I was actually servicing myself. And now when I'm trying to service myself, I feel like that retention of what I've been doing, which is like servicing others and their emotions and, like catering to them. And I think that that's actually kind of like negated me from a lot of spiritual growth. It's just like trying to, it's not seeking approval. It's not seeking acceptance at all. Like, that's not how I feel about it. I feel that it's more or less like I'm trying to make those people smile and not focus on what makes me smile.
Um,
Oh, we're still on air. Are we supposed to still be on air?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I was I was looking for the orange right, but yeah, I'm just gonna take this off here for now. All right, thank you so much, guys. I'll put another post up, another link, probably in another day or two, something like that. See what's going on. Thank you everyone for joining, and if anyone has any questions or anything, just I guess send them to me or whatnot. And if you have ideas of who you guys would like to call in next time or whatnot, then let me know. Or if, yeah, just brainstorm. All right, guys, love you.